Hi guys, my name is Salsabil Labibah Yusfa and I'm from Muhammadiyah University of Surabaya. I will answer 7 questions about assessment and teaching. The first question is teaching, assessing, and testing are closely interrelated, and I will explain the relationship among them. First, teaching, assessment, and testing to have a close relationship with each other. In teaching, there is always assessment and testing. When a teacher teaches his student, the teacher must have an assessment of how the performance of his student is so that the teacher can find out the extent of the knowledge that his student get. This method can be used to group students according to their abilities. The last thing the teacher has to do is test all of his students for the final result of their hard work. Through this, they can find out how far their abilities are. Question number 2. The communicative approach seems to be similar to the integrative approach. I will explain the difference between the communicative and the integrative approach. Language learning using a communicative approach focuses students on being able to communicate with their environment in this case. In this case, learning does not have to be by reading books, but requires external communication that helps students to get lessons from the surrounding environment. In this communication, language plays an important role as a form of communication tool. Integrated or integrative learning connects various fields of study that reflect the real world around and within the range of children's abilities and development. Question number 3. I will explain and from the test, subjective test, objective test, formative test, and summative test, and give the example. The first, subjective test. Subjective test is aside from test is a kind of learning progress test that requires answers that are discussion or description of word. Questions in the form of this description require the ability of test takers to be able to organize, interpret, and connect their understandings. Second, test objective. That is a form of test that contains possible answers or responses that must be chosen by student. So the possible answer or responses have been provided by the compilers of the question. Number 3, formative test. From the meaning of the word form, which is the basis of the formative term. Formative evaluation is intended to determine the extent to which students have been formed after attending a certain program. A formative evaluation or formative test is given at the end of each program. This test is a post-test or final test of the program. The last is summative test. Summative evaluation or summative test is carried out after the end of giving a group of program or a large group of programs. In school, experience formative tests can be acquired with daily tests, while summative tests can be linked to general tests, which are usually carried at the end of the semester. Question number 4. I will explain about washback positive and the negative washback. First, negative washback. The effect of a negative assessment indicates a symptom of concern which is characterized by monotonous curriculum planning and focuses on only one aspect of skill. By using the grammar translation method, for example, the ultimate goal of applying this method is none other than so that the language learners can meet the requirements for passing grades on the final exam. And the positive aspect is building knowledge in the student by building supporting aspects for the integrity of the achievement of teaching is what we call positive washback. Question number 5. In constructing a multiple choice test, the test administration should be provide the option or choice beyond the correct answer. Mention the structure of multiple choice. I will explain about this first. First, express the full problem in the stem, put all relevant material in the stem, eliminate excessive wording and irrelevant information from the stem. Question number 6. CEFR stands for Common European Framework of Reference, and I will explain the practical purpose of CEFR. CEFR is a way of describing how well you speak and understand a foreign language. The CEFR is not tied to a specific language test. Authentic assessment is an question number 7. Authentic assessment is an evaluation process involving multiple performance measurement forms that reflect the student learning. I will explain the advantage of applying authentic assessment rather than a traditional check. Some of advantage of authentic assessment are the teacher will be able to find out where the strengths and weaknesses of the student are. Authentic assessment can describe a student's achievement in learning in the form of gain or learning progress. More authentic assessment and result will improve the teaching and learning process. So, it's there is 7 questions that I answered. So, thank you to listening my video and wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.